5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
For the day, 221 maybe, 22, maybe 20, I'm not sure. I am like, internet issues and stuff like that has just ruined, like I'm so behind on the upload of it all. And then there's the Formula 1 pod and the main chan, and I'm just behind. Oh, and the football channel, it's just balancing plates. And and all for an accumulative 50 views probably, but you know, it's what you got to do. So I think right now I had to write like a list, like a checklist, just to try and get this all done today. Shouldn't take too long if I just do it all at once, but I got to do 7 in a row. Not this exact. I got to do 3 of these, then I got to do 1 of the F1, and then 3 of the football things. So let's stop fucking wasting time, shall we? To be fair, there's actually been stuff to talk about and going on. This isn't going to be a fucking ball ache. If this was like one of the times back, maybe like 3 months ago, just it was a really dry patch. I'm just here talking about fucking, not about fucking, talking about, I don't know, pigeons are the crazy, aren't they? They're like little rats and stuff. So like, it's like, oh fucking hell, what's this? But Lizzo's giving podcasters around the globe, you know, it's just, it's a handout, it's charity. Thank you. You know, she's given the world something to talk about. And you know, have you seen the allegations? Have you not? You can definitely hear the ice cream out, can't you? Lizzo, you know, allegations. It's so tricky. It's so tricky with allegations because like you either look at it from 2 different ways. You look at it and you're like, well, this could have happened, and it's like, you know, you have to hear both sides, and innocent proven guilty, and you know, this can just be one of those things where like you don't realize what's going on until someone pulls you up on it and says, you know, hey, what you're doing is not acceptable. And sometimes like people don't do that. And if I think about it on a lower scale, like you just think about work jobs you've had. I remember the time I was at work, right? And I wasn't even doing anything wrong, but I was like chilling on a different station in a cinema because I cleaned all the screens. That's basically what my job was. We just glorified cleaners. And then I went to like Ben and Jerry's stand and I was just talking. Because it was like empty, there was no one there. It's like, sure, it's fine, no one cares. But then someone's complaining about me to the manager. Like, oh, he's never working, he's hiding on the stand. I'm like, yo, that's not true, you know? And it's like, I'm like, who said that? Like, oh, we can't tell you, discretion or some bullshit. So I'm walking around Paris, I'm like, who the fuck said this? And after like 2 days of just walking in and sort of just being like, I ain't talking to no one, I finally was just like, did you tell the manager? And everyone was like, no, no, no. And then one guy told me it was probably this guy because he's done the same thing to him. I was just like, what? If you thought that, right? If you thought, oh, this person's not pulling their weight, or this person's doing this, or this person's taking this, or this person's fucking cycle by not doing this, immediately, why do you not go to that person first and say, hey, man, I think you're doing this, are you? Or like, you are doing this because you're not because of this? And then like, if they're still being a dick about it, like, sure, if they're doing something that's fucking, if they're doing something like going out on a smoke break or whatever, and it's not really affecting you, but well, sure, but if like, they're doing something that is affecting you, and it's making your job harder, you put up on, they're like, hey man, like this and that, and then they're still like, fuck, I don't care. Then sure, if you feel like you have to go to, I'm not gonna hold you to that. But like, going to like a higher authority, if someone doesn't realize something without going to them first, is like, you know, not cool. You know, I don't know the ins and outs of this. The whole Lizzo thing, it's like, these are allegations that sound really bad, and people are so quick to be like, Lizzo is a horrible person. I saw tweets, like, quote tweeting everything she did and being like, Lizzo's a horrible person, full stop. And it's like, she might be, sure, believe the victims and all that, like, I'm all here for all that. I was preaching that the other day, you know, talking about footballers and stuff. But, like, I look at these particular allegations, and I'm like, they fall into categories with really heinous names and crimes or whatever. Not crimes, well, maybe. But like, they fall into categories that don't sound good. But you could easily see a world where this plays out and it's not actually as like malicious as it sounds. Like, it's titled as, oh, she like pressured us into going here, she forced us to do that, and we didn't feel comfortable in these scenarios, right? But like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I feel like I've had, not in these arenas of like, I work and stuff, but similar stuff to this, where it's like, I'm not doing anything. Like, if you're like someone, you can digest and interpret something that they're not putting out, but like you just gotta talk it through. You just gotta talk it through. You know, I don't know, but like going out, like, cause these celebrities they go to like these clubs in like Amsterdam. Like I know the box is one. I don't know where. I think they've got a couple around the globe. I know the box is like one of them crazy clubs that you just sit on the floor and it's like that's the thing. They walk out and just piss on everyone. It's like that's the entertainment. That's what we're doing. You know. So I went to like a place like that, and like people felt uncomfortable. They didn't obviously told what it was going to be like, whatever. There's always like pressure. Go get front row, open your mouth as he pisses or whatever. And it's like you could see that being like a eat like you watch TV shows and she's like doing it with intent, or is it like a thing where has someone ever like pulled it to something like, hey man, we did not like that's not, you know what I mean? It's just difficult. Like this is one of the things that like as a grey area. I don't know why people aren't looking at it as like a grey area thing. Like we don't know the facts. It's something that could actually not be that bad or could be really bad depending on like the actions. I feel like it's not as easy just reading the headlines and being like, okay, there's a definitely bad thing. Like, because again, it's things that fall under categories that might not actually be that bad. Like fat shaming is such like, oh, she fat shamed someone. That's such an overarching thing. It's like, in what way? Like, what did she actually say? Like, how did she? I don't know the details of this stuff. And it's like, also, people were saying like, how could Lizzo fat shame someone? She's fat. I look at it and go, if like, yeah. So is that not cool then? It's like, is that not like a black person calling someone the N word or something? Like, yeah, I'm black, man. You know, like Lizzo is obviously aware of being big. She's spoken about it. She's like comfortable with it in whatever way. And you can look at it and say, oh, she said it in this way. She's being like hypocritical, or like, or you can look at it and go, oh no, I understand who I am. That's why I'm comfortable to say this to you and whatever. And again, you just don't understand the environment. You don't know how people are taking things, and you haven't spoke it through and this other kind of stuff. But it's like, I'm trying to think of a better example than the N word thing. But like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, I don't know. Maybe you feel more comfortable to call someone out on their weight if you're already big and the same weight, if not bigger. Type thing. You know what I mean? Like you would feel like I can do this. Like if you was like, if like Taylor Swift called out some weight, fat shame someone, surely that would be worse because it's like you, you know what I mean? It's like coming from the other side of things. Um, yeah, and then the final thing, which I think is just the most ridiculous, which I hit all the time, and I know it's bullshit sometimes because I've been in scenarios where it's happened, so I've actually had first-hand proof, right? They were filming, um, so what the final complaint was like about work and I was literally pushed us too hard and whatever, and like someone fucking shat themselves because like it said we had to work 8 hours non-stop with no toilet break, and I soiled myself. Are you 4 years old? Like I know you could have a poor stomach or whatever, but like you couldn't hold your poop for 4 hours, and I get it. You should be able to go to the toilet, but like you probably could have. I don't know. Like these things are just like, and I know this one's like kind of bullshit. The other ones I'm not saying, and obviously I haven't actually seen the interviews with these people, but sometimes you can tell by the way people speak. It's like, oh no, it's actually had it probably leaked, and I haven't really read into it too much. So maybe I'm just missing them out a lot with some of these ones I know less about. But this whole working too hard thing, people do this all the fucking time about work. It's like Squid Game TV show, very popular. They made like a reality show version where you do the same games, and then you win money. It's like if you win the fucking Squid Game, something, right? And as I had to be a game tester for this game, so it was like in this huge warehouse. They built the whole thing. It was like the walls were all painted so it looked like fields, and had the huge doll mechanical thing like from the show, and it turned its head, and it said, "Ah man, fucking whatever it says, right?" Because I haven't seen Squid Game, and then we had to like do the game testing for the reality TV show that they'd be doing. So like we had to walk in this big room wearing the green jumpsuits and stuff, and then we had to fight freeze. But because they were still working things out, it's not like you just be frozen for like 10, 15, 20 seconds and go again. They had people in like chairs behind her to like sit there and go through very laborious, right? Going through it and then checking everything to see if anyone's moving because he's all wearing like harnesses that would sense if you're moving and stuff. So you'd be standing there for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, so they're just checking this thing. And then in the harness was like a little water thing that would explode if you were killed. So that's when you know you died, right? And I did the whole testing thing for it, right? Before they did the show. And then the show is in production and they're doing it for real with the actual people, right? And then a story comes out like, the contestants of this show are trying to sue the company for like it was like stuff like it was too cold and they had to standing out in this warehouse for hours and we couldn't go to And it's just like, it's just because I was there. I just know it's just not true. At any point, people are constantly coming around because they know they can get sued with this type of thing and saying stuff like, genuinely, if any of you guys need to go to the toilet, let us know and we'll pull you out. If you guys feel like you're injured or you feel like they're walking around giving you like a little hand. It wasn't even cold. It was like, it was really slightly chilly in there, but it wasn't like hands numbing off, but they're handing out hand warmers and stuff because like just any little thing they're really over the top conscious of it on safety because they know about this type of shit. And it's like, yeah, was it a bit long? Did you have to stand in some big warehouse or whatever? Yeah, it's the fucking day job. It's like, okay, could I, it was like we were testing it, so we got less money than the actual contestants would have got on the show. So you get like £120 for the day. Okay, sure, we had to stand out in a big warehouse for like 8 hours, 12 hours, however long it was, right? It's like, okay, yeah, was it long? Did we just have to stand up, still frozen in some big room, surrounded by fucking painted walls and shit, as they try and work out the testing for the game? And then they spray you with this cold water when it's already cold inside, and then you have to lie on the floor dead. Oh my god, is that like, is that long for? Sure, maybe it's long, but you're at work. It's 120 quid, or you could go make fucking 80 quid or less. Working, a retail job or like, what I mean? It's just like people love to sue people or love to like claim they're gonna sue people. So the working thing of that, the lizard, I was just like, okay, you have to dance for it, you have to practice. This is the job though. Like this is what you like. Yeah, it's a lot. It's hard. Like this, they push you. It's like it's part of it. It's like when you watch The Bear or something. I watched like a chef react to episodes of The Bear, and he was like confirming like, yep, sometimes they talk to you like that. Yep, sometimes the anxiety is too much and you start having problems. Yep, sometimes you have nightmares like, oh, but you do it because you love it. It's like this is the job. Yeah, it's intense. It's fucking long. Sometimes you're there for long hours and there's not time to have a real proper break. It's like it's the job, man. Like it's just part of it. There's the highs and lows of it. The highs, you're probably traveling the world and doing this and that. And you've got these great experiences. The lows, sometimes you work 8 hours and no break, and then maybe you had a shitty stomach and you shout. I just don't think these are things you can then point at and say you're an evil person. You know what I mean? Like the working conditions thing. I always just think that because like sometimes yeah they are bad, but it's not typically in jobs where you can get in trouble for them being bad. Like it's usually in jobs that are like working in a warehouse, like the Amazon warehouse, and they got in trouble for the poor working conditions. It's usually in a job where the company thinks they can get away with it. In a high-profile job where like it's so easy to get in trouble with anything that's like poor and understandard, it's like it's less likely it's gonna happen. And if it is, it's like something you're aware of as you get into the job. Like okay, this shit could be long type thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I just thought the allegations. Yeah, finally, what I'll say on it is the allegations are the allegations. I don't know the insight or the details of any of them. So it could be really bad or it could not be so bad. I have no reason to defend it so really. So I'm just sort of looking at it from the other side of things because I think it's interesting, but I don't really know. Ariana Grande's off the hook though, right? People talking about her for a while. So. News. Someone fuck up tomorrow and then people won't talk about this anymore, and it's that simple. Another thing I saw, which is a lot less interesting, but for some reason people really took to it. I don't know if this was a meme, but like The Weeknd having insane popularity because he came up with his hotel and there's a lot of fans there. And it's like, yeah, it was a lot of fans. And people were trying to compare it to Michael Jackson. Be like, I don't even like Michael Jackson or care about his music. I'm not gonna lie, that could be a hot take, but I don't even like Michael Jackson's songs. Like if they're on, that's like sure. I don't even firstly, you never hear them replayed. Like radio's all the time. My mom doesn't like will listen to like radio stations that would play like old songs. Like it wouldn't just be like current top 40 things that she was in the car. She put on whichever station plays like a mixture of like this and 80s stuff or whatever. And like his songs rarely come on. I just feel like how you go to a musical sometimes and you're like, oh, that was a really good musical. The songs are really catchy. They were really good. But like you're not gonna necessarily listen to the songs from a musical in real life. It's like his songs kind of have that theatricalness about them to me, where it's like I would never listen to this. But anyway, Michael Jackson, he, guy, very famous, kind of like one of the most famous people in the world ever. Probably him, like the Beatles, that kind of shit. And it's like we were trying to say like The Weeknd's kind of like a modern day, not on the same level, but he's like the person you've got right now. And it's like the crowd, the crowd, it was like, yeah, sure, yeah, he's famous, but like it was not that impressive. I don't know why people were like, I've seen more people show up chasing around the Sidemen, so like that was that. Sure, I don't know. That was like I I don't know if one person said that and then the rest of people were just saying that as a meme, but sure, man. Anyway, that's all. I got like 6 topics here. Those are 2. I got to spread these out over the next 2 podcasts of this. But anyway, this was to something. So see you in 200 and something.
Here with the kids, and I have like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like,